I am at the Oregon Garden Resort today and found a yoga class happening right here in the garden. And so Kristen, this is such a wonderful place to have yoga. It's not a studio, it's not inside, it's out in the garden.
Yeah.
What does that bring for your students?
I think it just makes us, has that connection with nature, which is just so incredible. It's this beautiful tying in with the sounds and smells and the sense of our surroundings and our environment, and bringing us into one space together and then into with ourselves. I have them close their eyes and then they can hear the birds chirping, and they can start to feel the breeze on their skin, the sunshine on their skin, and it's just this really relaxed state of mind and body, and they start to deepen their breath, and it's just this beautiful connection that is just unlike any other when you're in a studio or in a building under cement or and what's nice with the grass as well is when we kind of talk about rooting down into the earth. I mean, it really is truly the
Sure.
earth. The earth is underneath our feet, is underneath our sit bones when we're seated, under our backs when we're laying there. We can feel the grass underneath our fingers. It's just this really beautiful, complete, full experience.
And you're bringing to mind what we as gardeners do when we're out in the garden, but we're usually working. We're not experiencing that, and it's so nice to be able to do that, just to relax and take that all in, which as gardeners we don't do.
Exactly.
And yoga is so much for everyone. It's not an age group or a mindset. You really have, anybody can do it.
Absolutely. I've had students come in that are brand new to yoga and maybe in their 60s, 70s, 80s to people that are in their early 20s and have practiced for a long time and they're very athletic. And so it doesn't really matter what their experience is or what they're coming in with, or maybe recovering from injuries or anything like that, and as long as they can let me know, I can just kind of keep an eye on them. And but I also allow, my classes are very much all levels. I offer a lot of modifications. We kind of say, okay, let's start here, and then if you're feeling good, maybe add on. So I give something for almost everybody. It's allowing them to get whatever they need from their practice. If they're just needing to be real gentle, and they're just wanting to relax, if they're wanting to strengthen and get a little stronger. So I just offer just a little bit for everybody, which is nice, yeah.
It's interesting, as gardeners, we're all ages too and all kind of bodies, and so we do too much in our garden and we hurt. So do you have some ideas that we could do maybe before we go into the garden that would help us be more stronger and feel better?
Absolutely, yeah. A couple of things is, especially when you're kind of hunched over in the garden, your back starts to probably get achy, your shoulders and neck. And so a couple of things I recommend is you can either on a blanket or on a mat at home, you can have a little bit of some padding here, especially if you have little tender knees. And you can come and start in tabletop position. So you're just stacking the wrists under the shoulders, the knees are stacked under the hips. And on your inhale, you start to arch the back, you lift the heart towards the sky. And on your exhale, you start to gently round the spine. And then inhale, just kind of lifting up. And so this just really is a nice release of the low back, any tension in the shoulders, any tension in the neck. You can maybe even just kind of gently sway from side to side. And then you can take the knees a little bit wider. Maybe walk the hands out in front and gently sink the hips back towards the heels.
That looks so good.
And if coming up and the knees are maybe again a little tender, you can keep the hips up a little bit higher, walk the hands and maybe come down a little bit like this, or bring the hands and bring them down. And so lots of options here. And again, this just allows this release of the low back. It lets the heart kind of just rest gently towards the floor. And then you just kind of gently roll up and maybe just kind of reach the arms out and then back. And just maybe you can do that just a couple of rounds.
So if you're interested in taking this yoga class or any of the other information or other classes that go on at the Oregon Garden or any of the events at the Oregon Garden Resort, please go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to that website. Thanks so much. You've helped so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Come see me.